Happy Friday, guys, and welcome to the Lazy Redhead. And if you don't know, today is everything and all collage. Disclaimer though, it is not a lesson, a class, a tutorial, or a workshop. It's none of that, none of the above. It is just me dipping my foot in to collage. So I will ask those who are diehard collage artists, sorry, to start with, and give me a break, just a bambino break, because this is new, all new to me. The reason I decided to do a dedicated video on it is because quite often when artists want to try something new, there's always something stopping them. They're always very hesitant and they feel bad about it and annoyed that they should be able to just kind of get it, right? I'm no exception to that rule. I'm like that as well. It is always nice though to see other artists' struggles. I know that sounds really sadistic. It's not. It's just, it gives you permission, I think, to start something new, feel what you need to feel, but maybe give you a bit of a different perspective on how to best manage your approach mentally to it. It's very much akin to starting that first page in a new sketchbook or coming to a blank canvas. It's all from that same place. It's that overwhelming fear. You can always become paralyzed with indecision, and it can be very uncomfortable and actually detrimental to the creative process. In so much so that in fact you don't end up doing it or you shy away from it. When it comes to collage, I think that's been my issue, because I've been thinking about doing something with collage for years, literally years, and there's always something that stops me. And it's always when I start to think about it and then I do a tiny bit of it, like dip my finger in, like boop, and I always find that it's crap, that what I've done is totally pants. There is a fine line between fine art and craft. Many artists have created some beautiful balanced fine art work using craft technique and materials. Oh, I love that conversation. I love it when it works. When it works for me, it's probably one of the most exciting work you can have. I want a slice of the pie, guys, and I really do feel that there is a space waiting for me, but it takes time, doesn't it? You have to work at it. It doesn't just get handed to you for free. You really do have to work hard and push through all of the innermost crappy, unhelpful and valueless voices inside your head. And that's why I filmed it for you, because you can see that I'm still having those voices. But having you guys there on camera, knowing that I want to be honest and authentic, you know, that's a big thing of mine, and I try my hardest on this channel to be that. I want to be honest, but I also understand that I've got somewhat of a responsibility to potentially be the change that you need. Sometimes we need to be given permission to, okay, fail, feel what we want to feel, be what we want to be, but not give up. And I have a responsibility to do that. But it's you guys that have, and this channel, that's given me the confidence to do that. I never had the confidence. So that's how I know the battles that goes on before you try and even attempt to start something new, which in the grand scheme of things is mental, isn't it? It's absolutely mental to think that we are unable to just casually go pick up this tool, pick up that material, or try that new thing because we're scared of it. It just seems really silly, but it's very real. It's a very real emotion, and it can be painful. And I will say, I am no exception. So I hope today's video gives you permission and allows you to see how messy it can get. I'm really happy with what I achieved today. I feel like I've made progress. So let's dive into it. You stop waffling on, and I'll meet you back here when you're done. Okay, here we go. So what we have got is a pile of magazine swatches, glitter swatches, and swatches from that artwork that was just an absolute fail. So I've kept them to one side. Swatches from the glitter, roll of glitter stuff that I have, which is this stuff. It's really cheap. It's just like PVC type sort of vinyl stuff. Anyway, so I had intended on creating little piles of colours with this stuff. I didn't get round to it. Do you see what I mean? So you've got ochres, yellows, that kind of thing. I've got this artwork that I have since fallen out of love with. When I did it, I was really quite excited by it. I've since reflected and I hate everything about it. So I have come up with an idea of chopping it up and repurposing it somehow for this project. So I might actually transfer this concept onto another standalone A3 bit of paper. So that was another idea. And then from the Inspired by Nature and the vlog last week, I decided to maybe utilise this for collage. It's a type of ground that I love working on, and it's an idea that I want to combine with collage. So you can see there that the colours in that really do complement one another. So I want to start maybe look at sort of ingratiating that onto these type of surfaces to start with, grounds to start with. The reason is because it's a simple ground. I want to keep it very simple, go in slow, because I know that this page might turn out to be very journaling type vibe, which I don't mind, but it's not what I'm going for, and I want to be very clear about that. I don't want to journal. I'm not into journaling, so the way I'm going to sort of do this is really going to be dependent on how it turns out on a larger, more substantial piece. I think that's going to be the key. I'm going to rip this off though. It's from a pad, so it has this weird thing at the side and it's annoying me. There we go. I didn't do it right, whatever. Yeah, let's start with the sketchbook first. I've got some PVA here as well and a little brusharoonie. Let's see if we can make like a tree. That'll be quite nice to make a tree out of. I'm just gonna draw with the scalpel. Don't need it to be perfect, but it's an idea that I have been thinking about and that I started using on the sketchbook party. That's the first time I've done it, so I'm not a pro at this. I know that some die-hard collage artists are probably wanting to scream at the screen right now, and I apologise to give you a bit of a... Oh, this keeps falling out. This is really cheap, by the way. Probably quite dangerous with it being so cheap, to be fair. Okay. There's our rudimentary tree, I think. What I love is you never really know what you're going to get until you cut it out. So I'm going to place that somewhere. Now remember, this is just a practice. I'm using all the shapes and things that are familiar to me to get to grips with this new technique. Oh, nice. I'm going to put foliage on the tree. So what I'm going to try and do is take off some of this excess. I'm going to just score random pieces of paper to build up. Oh, I don't want to rip it. I quite like the cut thingy. Okay, maybe it might be better in different ripped paper. Okay, let's try and place some of these, shall we? This is not a tutorial because I honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making up as I go along, alright? So let's put some of these pieces in here. Cool. Oh, I will go over the piece with some more PVA once I feel like I've got all the pieces. I know what look I'm going for. I don't really want to compromise on that at all. Okay, cool. That will do. It's kind of how I want it. What am I doing now? Maybe let's try and get some purples to deal with the front, maybe? That's kind of like a nice strip, isn't it? Yeah, let's see if that will work. Okay. Cool. And we've got this bit, which we will have up here. Marvellous. Cool. I like how it merges in. I like how it doesn't look like collage. Does that make sense? Like immediately. Obviously once you start diving into it, you can see that it is, but let's see if we can randomly chop up this stuff. See if we can't pop some of this in here. Oh, you can do it, I believe in you. Building up the sky with some scrap bits. Oh. Cool, that looks quite nice. Okay, yep, I quite like that. Wicked. We need some stuff in maybe this colour. Yeah, that looks quite nice. What else am I doing? Do I want more in that tree? Oh, the glitter. Here we go. Right, let's see if we can't do like a sun. This is also adhesive back, so it's some... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Good. So I might pop you there. I'm not going to put any glue on top because it can compromise the sparkles, which is shit, isn't it? Okay, let's try and get some of that reflection in the ground. And the problem is because it is adhesive back, trying to get them off small pieces is going to be an absolute nightmare. Wicked. So just pop little shards of it. Come on, you can do this. I believe in you. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're cooking my turkey now. Oh, no, I just stuck that down again. Okay, brilliant. Okay, for a first attempt, I don't think... What was the second attempt? The first one I did with the sketchbook pie, but I think this one far exceeds the sketchbook pie. So, let's leave that to dry and then we'll move on to our A3 piece. The idea I had with this one actually was to separate the top from the bottom, which is going to be a bit tricky when I've got the smallest board known to man. So I'm just going to have to go slow because I like the sky. I don't like the piece, I like the sky. So I thought, actually, wouldn't this be good to separate the sky from the top and see what we're left with? So when you're starting a new technique or medium, whatever it is, just experiment. Don't be hard on yourself. Now I don't know how this is going to go. I've just cut a tree off. Alright, well, we'll commit to the cutting off the tree. Take these ones off though. Maybe, actually, no we won't. We'll take it off, pull that out. Oh, I will keep that though because I think that's a cute little tree. Okay, so we've done that bit. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, let's hope for the best. Oh, I think we've got a... Okay. Okay, wicked. So let's move this one aside. Quite nice actually. So let's use that on a fresh piece of paper, or we could... Is this going to be... No, that's nowhere near dry. Okay, let's do it in this pad. I can always rip the sheet off, can't I? Right, let's see if we can use this thing. I'm just so excited to see what happens. I love it. Okay. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lob these down. What this is going to do is it's going to allow me to put pressure on it so that it sticks proper. There, so that can dry. Dry, dry, dry. Okay, so then we're left with this cool thing. So now we can ponder this without the sky. And potentially we could do this kind of thing. You know, not that specifically, but if you can imagine that it's that, you know, I don't think that's a good example actually on reflection. Ooh, try and do that kind of thing. That's kind of cool. Ooh. Glasses back on because I can't bloody well see again. We've got loads of different ones here. It just, you know, just having a play really. This is what it's about. I do think that putting these potentially into little colours is going to be a good idea, definitely. Oh, we've got these as well. Oh, I haven't used them yet, so I'm going to keep them aside and do something specific with them maybe. What about this type thing? That one's kind of cute. Yeah, I like that one. Ooh, what about this one? No, that's too literal. What about that one? No, that one's not nice either. My favourite so far is the map. I think it's interesting. I think it's kind of interesting. With borders, right, so I had this other idea. Right, just stay with me. Let me get my sketchbook. Here we go. I had the idea of creating like borders. Somehow. I know what I'm on about. I think that is probably an idea that's going to be reserved for something that's outside. Do you know what I mean? Let's try this. Have a look there. Oh. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this up because I've got more than one idea. So imagine that. That looks kind of cute. I do like that, but I also like that. That. Okay, keep looking. I think that's going to be too literal actually as well. Yeah, too literal. Oh. That's kind of cute. I've got an idea that's a bit mental. Stay with me, guys. So this is what happens when you get into a studio session. Right, so let's clean this up a bit. Now, let's plonk you there. I need more than that though. I want a more sky. More. It's not really a sky, is it? It's a bit grey. It doesn't identify as a sky. Maybe it could be like a layer situation, maybe. Oh, I do like layers, do like the idea of layers. Let's clean this one up to take, and we want to make sure that it is the same size as the collage. So we're going to get more of a build up now, aren't we? So we could do something like that. Or something like that. This one falls to the back, which is not ideal. This one I think is going to be too literal. But it might be kind of nice to... So we need some blockers, don't we? Let's have a look. Okay, so you can always do this, can't we? I like the fact that you can somewhat see a building, but it's not clear. I like the layers in that. There's something very pop-up about it. I like the fact there's a little door. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll go for that. We'll go for that. Oh, we want it in a sketchbook, ideally. I've got this canvas, actually. It's like canvas paper come out of a pad. It was gifted to me by Jerry. So I might use this. I'm going to really try hard with this one. I'm not going to be as lapsadaisy as I usually would be. I'm going to see if I can really push it. Now in terms of the subject matter, i.e. the meaning, it is very much to do with memory, playfulness. I'm gonna put some more sky elements in. Yeah, memory's a big one at the moment. I feel very passionate about it. Okay, let's get a moon or something in there. I think that's gonna be kind of cool. Yeah, I'm dealing with a lot of memory, places, memory, that kind of thing. In terms of actually the application of all these new skills, I think for me it's about nostalgia, you know. I like things to be very eclectic. Okay, let's do that there. Yep, wicked. I'll make sure the door is in there. That's cute. The door is the thing. But the sky, I could have a piece going across there, couldn't I? I'm just going to commit. What am I saying? Yeah, the memory, but the crafting for me is very much quite nostalgic, isn't it? It's where we all started our little art careers, our love of art. It's yeah, it's where it all began, wasn't it? For me, crafting, sticking, cutting, sticking, that kind of thing. And I want to ingratiate this technique into my work because I do find it so playful. It's a world of possibilities, I think, and it's a completely new skill for me. Just being able to understand my ideas through the medium of collage is interesting, and I find it quite exciting. Trying to master the art of collage in a way that's not crafty, that's going to be interesting. I'm going to keep this leftover bit here, this thing. Shall I? Yeah, keep it. I don't know why. Something's telling me to keep it. So I had planned to do borders. So like that. I'll put different ones on there as well. That'll be kind of cool to put that on there. I'm just building this up, by the way. That's kind of cute. What was I saying? Oh my god, see, this is what happens. Maybe it wasn't the best idea to do a video on a completely new technique, maybe. We're here now, guys. We're here now. Oh, sugar lumps. Pop you on there. I don't know how I feel about having text on there because I didn't think text was going to be a thing. Because I find that text on magazines, that kind of thing, it gives me kind of like, you know, ransom letter vibes. This is literally your best friend when you need to flatten stuff out, I found. It doesn't really stick to it, you see. Okay, so that now can go under something heavy. Okay, I need to clear up because shit's got out of control. And we'll just start. I don't know. I don't know. I'll just clear up and make a decision. Okay, we're back. Right, cleared everything out. I've put my scraps in a little basket, and I've obviously got this little bit here. I also found these things, so stuff that would, I don't know, that just felt nice to play with maybe. So I thought about having like a kind of swatchy sky, you know, with just colours that complement the, oh yeah, just trying out different shapes potentially. Yeah, maybe. Ooh, I do like that. That one's quite nice. We could have like that. Take that one away. Maybe take you away. Just because you can't see it, so I'm not going to waste that on them. But that one's kind of cool. Yeah, okay, cool. We'll do that then. I'm quite excited about doing this. Do you know how long I've been thinking about collage. It's been literally months and months and months. It just keeps popping in and out of my brain, like, oh, that's a good idea, and I just always keep coming back to it, like, oh, is it though? Is it? You know, it's quite hard to avoid the craftiness of it, you know, make it more fine art. I know many artists have done it and successfully, but when I think about the subject matter, a lot of them have a tendency to be figurative houses, quite literal in a lot of, you know, or crazy, do you know? But it always, a lot of the time, it does have a lot to do with figures. Now, I have found some artists that are kind of doing stuff more like me. I want it at an angle. I don't want it to be more like it's been, you know, thrown down. What am I saying? What am I saying? This is what happens. I try to have a conversation with you and then that was it. I do have artists that I have saved that are working in a way that I can take some inspiration from. Now, they're not achieving the same results I want to. They are fairly close and they're giving me ideas. So when we get back to the talking head, I will take you through those artists because I think they are really good, and it will also give you an insight into where I get inspiration from, you know, the sort, and also the sort of thing I'm going for, because I do appreciate that the video is well named. I literally don't know what I am doing. Maybe I could do something at the bottom. That's kind of cute actually. I'm going to put that there. Oh, shall I do it that way? Yeah, do it that way so it kind of obscures it a little bit more. Now what we want is this paper again. Okay, I'm going to find a place to flatten this out and then I'll be back. So actually I ended up achieving a lot more than I thought. I thought I would get a sketchbook spread done and maybe a piece, but I ended up getting a sketchbook spread done, 2 pieces, and one I'm pondering. Wait there, let me get them because sketchbook first. I know you've seen it already, but you know, just as a reminder. I'm quite proud of it actually. I'm quite happy with it. Pretty much what I wanted to achieve. And the thing is, this is just a sketchbook spread and quite a small one at that. If you can imagine this idea on a larger scale, there's going to be a lot more involved, isn't there? But that takes time to build up to that, you know. And as simple as cutting and sticking is, right? There is still a lot of skill involved. There's still a lot of decisions to be made. Trying to make this look, you know, do something that says fine art without being crafty, journally, serial killer.
I've got your grandma give me £1 million
vibe. You get it. Is a difficult task to achieve. It's not easy. My ideas though, like I said, I think I mentioned it in the video where a lot of collage artists have been able to create fine art work, but they are very figurative, you know, they are very detail orientated. Some of the way, the technical ability to cut these shapes out so intricately is insane. One artist actually, who I know, I commissioned him many years ago to create a wedding present for my husband from me. And I collected, here we are, here's the piece. It's beautiful. I collected all the photographs from me and my husband that we took through our time together, through, you know, before when we met to getting married. David, this is the artist David Keeping, he created this amazing piece. He basically cuts them out so delicately and then puts them back, puts them on foam board. I think he might stick them on foam board first and then cut them out with a scalpel, but just the detail in it is insane. And what you get is this 3-dimensional situation. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's just stunning. Some of his other works, like this one, this cloud piece, this was one of the, it's actually in the shape of a brain. I don't know if you noticed, you can see that. This piece was one of the pieces I first saw of his and I fell in love with it instantly, and it is 3-dimensional, so you know, you can, it's raised. So it reminds me, if we think about the nostalgia, it reminds me of pop-up books, it reminds me of those kind of things. It brings about a very playful happy time for me, and I love pop-up books. Today I get so excited when I see a pop-up book or an interactive child's book, you know, where you open up and there's like windows and doors. I'm terrible. There is one actually which was an anatomy one, and my husband and I were in a bookshop the other week and I saw it and I was just like, I was so tempted to buy it, and I thought, why are you doing this to yourself? What are you doing, you know? So this is what this kind of work reminds me of. I mean, these butterflies, each of those flowers are individually cut. The detail is absolutely insane. It's a labor of love. That's how big they are and they can get. So they aren't small works at all. He does do now these hyper realistic rooms in little boxes, and I thought originally they were in a doll's house. They're not. Maybe I think I probably made that up in my head. I mean, this one, the book, oh, the books, oh, the bookshelves are so beautiful. Literally, how could you not? They are very like in ruins, so like abandoned buildings, rooms that are disheveled, post fire. There was obviously quite a strong narrative for the artist, David, who, you know, who finds inspiration from these subject matters. I don't really know the ideas behind his work in that regard. I'm not talking so much about that. I'm talking about just pure skill. So after I saw his work, and I'd obviously subsequently commissioned him, ever since then I always knew that collage had a place in my practice, but I didn't know how I was going to go about doing it. So when you've seen this level of collage, this is like Olympics, you know, the Olympics of collages. And then you look at my attempts. Do you see what I mean? The skill, okay? So I'm Bambino skilling right now, and I'm okay with that, you know? I actually don't mind these pieces. I've got another one here. I like the overhang on this one. I like the overhang on this. This is quite cool. I like them. I like them. Are they finished pieces? No, obviously not. Am I one step closer to my ultimate goal, having done these two pieces and the sketchbook spread? Yeah, I am. Obviously, these technical things, this is what I'm talking about. These technical avoidance. I don't want this rippling, but it's on magazine, and this is why the necessity to create my own collage paper, either via painting, photography, drawing. I used to be an avid photographer. I used to earn money being a photographer for all sorts of events. So I am very adept with the camera, and I love it. And it's something I do want to get into, but it will be for the purpose of collaging. But you know, magazines are great to practice in. You know, I've been getting a lot of magazines of late because I'm obviously doing my renovation plans and coming up with different ideas, interior design ideas. So I've got a stack of them at the moment. So I'm just using what I haven't used. So I paid money for them. You know, I'm going to use them, guys. I'm going to use them. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. You know, they are good first attempts. I feel very inspired by them. I feel the possibilities, and that's it. That's exactly what this is. Do I feel the mileage in them? I do. I feel mileage. I've also got this one that I forgot about. Idiot. But I've ripped it out and I've cut the ring bound bits off, and I'm going to keep it like this for now because I really do enjoy that sky. And I also love looking at it more now that it's separated from the original piece. And there's something I enjoy about the minimalism of this idea. So I'm going to keep it like this as a note. You know how you write a note down on your sketchbook or your list or your food list or something? This is just the equivalent, the visual equivalent of just a jotting down a note. I hope this week was entertaining. I hope it gave you the permission to start that new thing. It could even be collage. You know, it's always a very tricky thing to overcome. Certainly I've found it fairly tricky personally, but I like the challenge. So whatevs. So don't avoid the thing that you want to do. If it takes a while to percolate. Is that the word, percolate? Yeah, percolate. It takes a while to percolate the idea in your head, but don't go too far that you have an expectation that you're just not ready to achieve, because that's when you will start to produce some terrible crap. I know from experience. I'm not being hard on myself with these works. I know that they are quite look what I did at school, mummy vibes. I know that. I'm not deluded, but they are a good first step, and I'm really quite proud of myself for not having a breakdown over it.
Yay! Go me! Emotional goals! Experience points!
Anyway, I'm going to shut up and let you go. Thank you so much for supporting me this week, as ever. And welcome to those of you that are new. Your subscription, your comments, your engagement, your likes, your bells, all of this means the absolute world. I don't just say this as a thing to say because I need to say it. I genuinely do mean, they really do mean the world. And they are what makes this channel go further, you know? So the more engagement we get, the further we get, the more we do, you get it, the circle of life type situation. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And welcome to those of you that are new, because I know that I've been getting a lot of new subscribers and I haven't welcomed all of you yet. Well, I have when you've commented. Those of you who've commented, I've obviously welcomed you and thanked you so much for your subscription. And I really do appreciate it. So yeah, anyway, love ya. And I'll speak to you later, guys. Mwah.